My estimate in the special report today is that Pennsylvania could realize at least, and I'm going to say this, at least $581 million per year in tax revenue. And again, let that number sink in. $581 million conservatively without a broad-based tax increase on any single Pennsylvanian. Just imagine what good we could do with that. Now the math. Pennsylvania has about 9.5 million adults. That's defined as 21 and older. Okay, so about 9.5 million. According to the national survey data by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, an average of 8.38% of Pennsylvanian adults admit to using marijuana monthly right now. That translates to nearly 800,000 adults. For guidance in determining how much the average user might spend each year, we turn to Colorado and Washington. Both states legalized marijuana in 2012 and have historical data to pull from. In those states, the average user spends about $2,080 per year on marijuana. Again, we're just going through the conservative estimate here. If we assume Pennsylvania users would spend the same amount per person as Colorado and Washington, that means that the legal marijuana industry in Pennsylvania would be $1.66 billion. That's a new industry in Pennsylvania of $1.66 billion that would develop literally overnight. So assuming we tax the $1.66 billion retail industry at 35%, that equals $581 million in state tax revenue annually. That is recurring revenue. And in Allegheny and Philadelphia counties, they would be looking at $3.8 million and $6.9 million respectively. Again, that's recurring revenue, money that comes in every single year. I say all three of those are conservative estimates because they do not take into account numerous other factors. First of all, new businesses. They would be generating economic activity, creating retail, cultivation, and manufacturing jobs. This would be a boon to the rural parts of Pennsylvania as well, that would give them a new crop, some of our struggling small farmers. This would give them a new crop that they could begin to grow, and so some of our rural parts of the state would see a boon from that side of it as well. This also does not account for the decreased criminal justice costs associated with decriminalization, since simple possession of marijuana would no longer lead to prosecution.
Do you care more about this deal or the UN's approval or American sovereignty and the approval of the American people through their duly elected representatives? Mr. Secretary.
Congressman, I don't need any lessons from you about who I represent. I've represented and fought for our country since I was out of college.
Now more than ever, especially right in the middle of this pandemic, we have a desperate need for the economic boost that the legalization of cannabis could provide.